Welcome to Pocket Coaching. I'm Dr. Kate, and I'm so glad that you are here and back with me this week. This week, I want to talk to you about managing grief, but really something a little bit different than what you may think about when it comes to grief. I want to talk to you about managing grief for a future that is uncertain, or it has somehow been disrupted by change. Because that can be really challenging. In fact, it can be actually even more challenging than when we are experiencing grief by the death of someone. But we often don't recognize this type of grief. We don't talk about it. This can be referred to as an ambiguous loss. And it can occur in lots of different situations. It might be a career shift, the ending of a significant relationship, moving away from a community, going through a life transition like aging or becoming an empty nester, or even just the end of something that you were hoping for. So I want to talk to you today about how to manage and help yourself manage these feelings of grief when it comes to an ambiguous loss. First, we want to acknowledge your grief. It can be tempting to dismiss or minimize these feelings because they don't stem from a death. But ambiguous grief is real and it's valid. Acknowledge that it's okay to feel this loss, even if it's intangible or uncertain. Give yourself permission to mourn for what is unknown or what has been lost. Embrace some self-compassion. So fear of the unknown can bring feelings of anxiety, worry, sadness, and I encourage you to be gentle with yourself. Speak to yourself the way you would comfort a friend facing an uncertainty. Let yourself feel sad or disappointed without judgment, just knowing that it's part of the process. Stay in the present moment. So often fear about the future pulls us into what if thinking, and that spirals us into anxiety. So practice a grounding exercise or mindfulness technique to bring yourself back to the present. I encourage you to check out some of the recovery moments that I have. And those are all focused in grounding, mindfulness, and staying in the present moment. So focus on today, and that can help relieve the intensity of worries about tomorrow. Identify what you can control. So it is natural to fear the unknown because it's outside of your control. So take time to focus on what's within your control, such as your daily actions, your mindset, your reactions, and then set some small achievable goals in areas where you have influence and can offer a sense of stability. Connect with supportive people. So share your feelings with friends, family, even a support group where you can speak openly about your fears and grief. Knowing that you aren't alone in these emotions can be a powerful relief, and hearing other stories might provide perspective or comfort. Redefine hope and gratitude. Grieving an unknown future doesn't mean that you have to let go of hope. Shift your focus from a specific outcome to a broader sense of hopefulness, such as the belief in your own resilience or trust that things will eventually fall into place. Practicing gratitude for things in your life right now can also bring a sense of grounding and peace amid the unknown. And finally, create new rituals and new routines. So when the future is unclear, creating some form of stability in the present can provide comfort. Start with a simple, supportive routine like a morning walk or an evening reflection to give yourself some structure and familiarity in uncertain times. So know that managing this type of grief requires both patience and acceptance, and it may ebb and flow. But allowing yourself to process these feelings without rushing, you can cultivate resilience and gradually come to terms with that unknown. I hope that today's lesson was helpful for you. If you found it helpful, I would love to have you share it with someone else who may be struggling with an ambiguous loss and may need to hear about how to come back from that. Later this week, we will have a recovery moment focused specifically on this topic, and I hope to see you back here then. As always, I wish you to be well.